Hey everybody, Joe Joseph here for thedailysheeple.com, and this is your news shot. So, Activist Post is asking, why is the FBI afraid of encryption? I'm sure you can answer the question yourself, but FBI Director Christopher Wray declared the Bureau's inability to access encrypted electronic devices is a major public safety issue. Yeah, right. Nice try there, jerky, but that ain't the case at all. Says on Tuesday, the director of the FBI discussed the danger posed by encryption of electronic devices. Speaking at the International Conference on Cybersecurity in New York, FBI Director Chris Wray spoke about the challenges that encryption presents to law enforcement. Yeah, I'd say. We face enormous and increasing amount of cases that rely heavily, if not almost exclusively, on electronic devices, Wray stated. And we also face a situation where we are increasingly unable to access that information despite having the lawful authority to do so. You have no lawful authority, my friend. You have what's called legal authority, but not lawful authority. Okay? Folks, the first thing that we have to understand in all of this is what's legal and what's lawful. Okay? Legal is anything that's brought about by statute, which is basically everything out there. The law is the Constitution, the supreme law of the land. Statute and legal precedent is all done by the courts and by Congress or your state assemblies, your local government. That's all legal. They can't trump the law. They can try, but they can't trump the law. The law reminds us of what our rights are. Our rights don't come from the FBI. They don't come from Congress. They don't come from the president. They don't come from anybody else but the Almighty himself, who gave us rights that no one can take away, only you can give away. They can point a gun at you, put it right at your head, and you still can say no. At the end of the day, they can blow your brains out, and it doesn't matter. You don't give them the satisfaction of having or taking away your rights. You keep your rights, and don't be afraid. It reminds me of a story, of an ancient story, of Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar was one of the mighty kings of Babylon. Babylon was the first world-dominating power in the ancient world. And there was one time in Babylonian history where King Nebuchadnezzar built a statue of gold and required everybody to kneel down when the trumpet sounds, when the lutes play, when the drums go. Everybody needs to kneel down and bow to the statue of Nebuchadnezzar because in his eyes, he was a god. And so one day it sounds and three guys decide that, you know what? I can't do this. I can't do this. Say, I love my God more than anything else. I can't do this. And Nebuchadnezzar sends out his enforcers and says, hey, you guys need to kneel down before Zod, damn it. And they say, no, we can't do it. So Nebuchadnezzar then stokes up a fiery furnace, gets it piping hot, and throws Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego into the furnace. And when that happened, they didn't burn because they had faith, because they didn't give up their rights. They didn't burn. As a matter of fact, they were saved. Their clothes didn't even smell like smoke. And they walked out of that fire unscathed. We do not have to give our rights away. This has been programming for a long time, since the 19th century, when it all began, when the plan was put in place to remove God from society, to remove the idea of faith in a supernatural being. Whatever that supernatural being is to you, that is your own right, your own personal journey that no one can either take away from you or force upon you. And that's pivotal to understand, because even if you don't believe in God or a creator or anything else, you have to understand that rights are inherent to every human being. And the fact that people have been coerced into putting their faith in a government god is the exact same thing as those that bowed before the golden statue of Nebuchadnezzar. And of course the FBI is freaking pissed off. They're not, oh, it's a public safety risk. No, it's not. No, it's not. It is not a public safety risk. This is a tantrum. This is a baby tantrum. This is a wham, we can't get our way tantrum. I got to tell you, folks, wait till quantum encryption comes out. Once quantum encryption comes out, it's game over for them. Because quantum encryption can't be cracked. Oh, they can try, but it's not going to happen. And more we're seeing people develop their own encryption that just can't be cracked. It's a very difficult thing to do, especially when you talk about, a 256-bit encryption or 512-bit encryption, and you can go up and up. Anybody can encrypt. If you know how to code or program, you can create encryption. Once you do that, it's game over for them. Now, here's the thing, and this is something pivotal and critical to understand about your smart devices, about your computers, about any RF transmission medium here in the United States, and basically anything that transmits or receives information. That piece of equipment, when it goes through development, whether for civilian or military purposes, has to get NSA approval, and along with it, you have to provide the NSA all of the encryption that's used so that they can break it and backdoor it if need be. It's part of an approval process in order to bring these things to market. It has to have NSA approval. Problem is, somebody, say anonymous, goes and creates an encryption. They don't have to get NSA approval. And that, my friends, is the sticky wicket for the FBI and for other agencies of government, not just here, but all around the globe. The question is, should the American people trust the FBI to keep them safe? Let me ask you something. What precedent has the FBI given us that gives us justification to trust them? The answer, my friends, is none. Because as Activist Post has said right here, says this is the same agency that's been proven to entrap unstable individuals and claim they saved the day from the big bad terrorists. This is the same agency that's been involved in violent house raids in other nations, spying on activists, building secret massive facial recognition databases, secretly recording the public, and the list goes on. So are we really, and are they really the people we should trust when they say that they must break the encryption and violate our privacy just to keep us safe? And the answer, my friends, is a resounding no. It's a resounding no. Benjamin Franklin said it best. He said, those that would sacrifice liberty for peace or safety deserve neither peace or safety. And he's absolutely right. Folks, liberty comes at a cost. Freedom comes at a cost. We are not the land of freedom and democracy because people so often take the path of least resistance. Because fighting a entity with bottomless pockets of money and bottomless resources is a very, very formidable opponent. But I can tell you from personal experience, from both being a whistleblower and also being a member of the independent media, that one person can and will make a difference. That you can catch lightning in a bottle, and that they are just as afraid of you as you are afraid of them. And my friends, you have nothing to fear. If your faith is resolute, you have nothing to fear. Take it from somebody here who has been through countless things in his life. Unbelievable hardships. Unbelievable circumstances that caused immeasurable PTSD, immeasurable suffering. And I can tell you for an absolute certainty that the only thing that has kept me going and strong is faith. And it's been proven to me time and time again. And like I said, you don't have to believe in the God I worship. That's not up to me. That's up to you. You can choose to not believe in anything. That's your choice. But I'm telling you, when you do that, it puts you on, it makes you weak up against them. And I'm not talking about going to a brick and mortar church or anything else. All I'm saying is, put your faith where it belongs. And it doesn't belong with the government, with any government. You have control. You have the power. And you can make change that will transform the world. You just got to use it. I'm Joe Joseph. This was thedailysheeple.com's News Shot. Feel free to comment below and visit our website at thedailysheeple.com. Hashtag wake the flock up. Now, get going and comment below, because I know that there will be plenty of comments about this News Shot. Have a great day, everybody.